Hello, hello. I am back to help you do this thing called life. So I have been praying for you, right? And this morning, I believe I heard just what I need to share with you today. And it had come to me the other day, and I kind of thought it was just for me, and it is for me. But I also believe that it's something that I'm supposed to share with you. And so, as we approach Resurrection Sunday, of course, we are so grateful for Jesus dying and being resurrected for us so that we might have eternal life. But the thing that has been impressed upon me is that we also need to remember that the word says in John 10:10, Jesus said, I came that you might have life, and that life more abundantly. And that's summarized. But it's in John 10:10. He came that we would have life and have it more abundantly, right? So I looked up the words I looked up the lexicon to see what life really meant. Because sometimes when we're talking about life, talking about things, it's the actual definition may be a little different than what we think about. So when I looked up life, it says both of physical, like our present lives, and spiritual. But with the spiritual, it's present and future existence. So he came that we might have life and that we have it more abundantly. Abundantly means more than, greater, excessive, exceeding, advantage, beyond what is anticipated, exceeding expectation, going past the expected limit. So when we think about the fact that the truth that Jesus came, that we might have life, and have that life more abundantly, have this life more abundantly. It means not just waiting for our mansion in the sky, not just waiting, looking for some golden streets and pearls and all kinds of stuff. No. He wants us to live an abundant life. Yes, salvation does say that we have eternal life. But he came so that we can have abundant life on this side. That's physically and spiritually. And then just reading some of those definitions of what abundant really means. Going past the expected limit. And that's not just everyone else's expectations, but your own expectations. Oh, y'all, and it also said all around excess. All around excess. We need to be so abundant in every area. We can live life with abundance in our health, in our finances, in the way we give, in the way we love, it all around excess. When I think excess, when I think abundance, we ought to have enough of all good things that it spills over onto somebody else. I ought to be so joyful that when I walk into a place, even if somebody was having a bad day, my joy should spill over onto them. My love should reach out to them. So it's this all around excess. Sometimes we get where, like, even when it comes to finances or whatever, we think, oh, I'm good. I'm living comfortable. I'm not trying to be rich. But you need to have enough of everything that you can give it away and not miss it, because it's going to come back to you anyway. But I encourage you, if you don't have enough that you can give to somebody and not miss it, then you don't have enough. God says that he wants you to live in all around excess. Go past the expected limit, beyond what is anticipated, exceeding expectations. That's his desire for us. And I want to encourage you, those of you who feel like, well, I'm good. We living fine. Don't settle. This is something I believe I heard this morning. Don't settle. Don't feel like, okay, this is enough for me and mine. Because most times when you settle, you actually end up drifting backwards. I've seen it in so many areas. If you continuously go after things, that's one thing. But when you get to the point where you're like, I'm good, or this is good enough usually starts to diminish. And you begin to settle for less and less. For even with your standards come down. So anyway, I think you get the picture. And I just want to encourage you today to make up your mind to get moving in the right direction, to expect more. We serve a God who is able to do exceeding abundantly above anything we can ask or think, according to the power that works in us. So let's work the power. Let it work in us. But we ought to think greater. We ought to expect greater. And then watch him blow our minds. Well, y'all, this has been One More Minute with Marcy. I'll be back tomorrow with another moment of momentum-producing motivation. Until then, stay encouraged. And remember, you got to flutter before you can fly. But flying is in your future. I love y'all.